Okay, here's today's chest and bicep workout. Working on flat bench again, just for fun, for the first time in a long time, since 2014 really, and flat benching period since probably a year since I've done it. This is my, I think, third or fourth workout back doing benching. Last workout I did 365 for 4. It was easy, but I'm just moving up slowly. So this week the main set was 365 for a set of 6, which I do here. And it was easy again, but the reason I stopped benching was because of a pec tear in 2014, and I recently injured my quad, so I'm just being a little overly cautious. It's about the only time in my career I've ever been overly cautious, but you can see that was the first time I tried to use a little leg drive on that quad tear. Felt a little twinge on one of the reps, so I kind of kicked out the leg drive after that set. Then I wanted to go to 405, but wasn't sure how many reps I'd get with 405, so I decided to add double monster mini bands, which I thought would be about 100 pounds tension at the top at most, which would put this about 415 at the top. But you'll see when I go to unrack it, I actually couldn't get it out of the rack. It had to be more than 415 at the top, or my recollection of what 405 feels like on a bench is way off. So I went to rack it and I couldn't get it off, so I had to reposition my hands to go a little closer. And this was kind of an easy 4, but you'll see Steve here is not used to my commands. And so when I told him there that I was going to need I was going to possibly need a spot on the next rep, he took that as a command that I needed to rack it. But no injuries, so live and learn. Then moved on to incline, and I was just doing 3 sets with 315. I think I only filmed 2. But first set was a set of 10. Something wasn't right with the plates. I don't know if one of the gray plates weighs differently. There's a bunch of different manufacturers, and most of the plates are pretty even, but every once in a while you'll get a plate here at this gym that feels a little crooked. And it looks like my arms were even a little crooked at the start, but the first 4 or 5 reps I was moving my right arm out until by the end it had moved like a finger length and a half out farther to kind of make the weight feel more even. So I just kind of corrected for it the next sets, but it's a little annoying. So here's the second set, I think. Second or third, I don't remember. I don't film every set. It's hard. Sometimes you lose focus, but I try to get as much as I can to at least make a good video in case anyone's interested in these. Yep, see, got my command there again. It's just let him know that I was going to need a spot. I need to clarify. I don't work out with Steve that often. He's a good friend of mine. I guess I need to clarify that I'm just alerting him that the next rep I might possibly need a spot. I rarely do. I just hate getting stuck, and I feel like injuries really are more likely to occur where you're struggling trying to grind out a rep and your spotter's not paying attention. So I always just like to let them know that, hey, next rep I might need it. And these are what I call flies, what other people might not call flies, but for my terrible flexibility and then kind of nervousness of the pec tear, it's about as wide as I go on these. These aren't so bad. A lot of times I'll do these and it almost looks like I'm just doing a neutral grip press, but it is an arcing motion. And this is probably the exercise I feel the most in my chest. You know, I like to lift heavy, and I come from kind of a strength background with football and powerlifting, and so that's always what my most enjoyable lifts are. But if for someone who has a weak chest, I probably should focus a little more on fly type movements, because this movement gives me the best pump. And then moved over to cable crossovers. I never liked cable crossovers, but doing these with Todd Lee, another Michigan bodybuilder, a couple months ago, he was doing them really bent over, kind of the way Arnold used to do them, if you ever see the old pictures or videos from Pumping Iron and him doing the cable crossovers. So I did them that way, and I actually liked it a little more. So now I don't do cable crossovers that often, but my only real plan for this workout was the flat bench and getting those numbers, and then I wanted to get 3 sets of 10 on incline with 315, but on the third one I think it was 6 reps that I failed at. So after that I was just kind of going by feel. And we did 3 sets here, and man, you can see it looks like my legs are atrophying. I've had 2 quad injuries since December. It's really killing me. Can't wait to get back to training quads hard, because it's kind of one, as someone who likes to lift heavy, it's kind of what you always look at in other bodybuilders is, do they have any legs? You know, are they a how much you bench guy, or are they someone who actually trains hard? And I'm getting a little worried. I'm starting to look like a how much you bench guy, but hopefully we'll get back to some real leg training soon. And then dips here. I don't do dips that often, but due to some mobility exercises, my shoulder mobility has improved dramatically over the last 3 months. And dips were something that I really couldn't do very good with my shoulder issues. So I'm taking advantage and adding them in here and there. We just did a couple sets there. And that was it for chest. Then moved on to biceps. And I absolutely hate biceps. I mean, I do care. I don't compete anymore, but I do care a little bit how I look. But if I didn't need biceps to train back, or I was worried that having weak biceps were going to affect my heavy back movements, I probably wouldn't train them at all. Because all I do is I just get a burn in the brachioradialis. I say this every workout, but just I'm no good pump. My forearms get filled with blood. My biceps never really get a pump. I guess it means I don't have to train forearms.